Hello and welcome to another edition of Sparky Help, this time the easy guide to continuity of main protective bonding and diverted neutral currents. Please like, share and subscribe. Hope you enjoy. Bonding conductor, this is the main protective bonding, and we disconnect from one end. Why do we do this? To remove parallel paths, as we've shown on here, and this is taken from the IET on-site guide. We want to make sure that the 10mm that you've put in is correct. So, remove parallel paths. Why are we doing this? Verify a low resistance connection to the actual extraneous conductive part, as said. So what it recommends us to do is connect onto the clamp and also onto the pipe or extraneous conductive part itself up to 1 metre away. And this is shown from the guidance notes, and here we have the example of what they're trying to demonstrate. So the reading you get from the actual cable connection to the pipe, there should be practically no difference in the ohmic value. If there is, that means that you have a high resistance connection onto the pipe itself. As it says on here then, the results should first and foremost indicate no discontinuity. In other words, it's continuous. And it recommends that it should be approaching 0.05. Now that's about 26 metres of 10mm single core cable. So if you've got values over that, you've either got a very long cable or you have some sort of loose connection. Meter, let's zero it once we've set it to continuity and ensure we zero our leads. Remember, this may need a long lead method. So either way, zero your leads, take the reading of your leads and subtract from your final answer. Ensuring we have safe isolation, because obviously we're about to move the earth, and we've already done that. Identify your conductors, so these have been labelled as gas and water, and below we have our earthing conductor. As you can see, there's not a lot of room in the board. Now something that it does say to be aware of, and that is diverted neutral currents. Well, to understand that a little bit, we look at a TNCS system, and this then has a PEN conductor which comes into the property, which is the combined neutral and earth. That then separates and obviously becomes the earthing conductor, which goes into the MET. These were introduced in the 1960s and sort of employed around the 1970s, around about the 14th edition regulations. How does that basically work then? Well, let's have a look at an example. So here's a distribution transformer on the left-hand side, the 3-phase, and that then sends out L1, L2 and L3 and a PEN conductor out under the ground and feeding into these properties. Into each property you're taking a single-phase supply, and into the service cutout the neutral link goes into the earthing conductor and obviously to the neutral in your disboard. That then connects to your circuits. And each phase, obviously, each house is a different phase to split the load, and so on and so forth. So there's a kettle being turned on in house number 1 on the left-hand side. Current will flow up into the kettle and back round and round the circuit. You get the general idea. And then if house number 2 then turns on their kettle, current will flow through their line conductor and back through the return PEN conductor, the neutral. And so the same would happen to house number 3, and all works well and all works fine. Now, as with all houses and properties, we bond extraneous conductive parts. So there we have from the MET on all the houses. In this case, they have a shared extraneous conductive part feeding each house, which is bonded back to their own individual METs via the 10mm conductor, typically what we'll tend to put in. Well, what happens now then is this may occur, and the PEN conductor could get broken. Obviously, if the line conductor gets broken, everyone would know about it because you'd lose your power. but in this case we have a break in the pen conductor somewhere external, and let's look what happens. So house number 1 turns on their kettle, current will flow in and flow away, and they are none the wiser to anything that's happened. House number 2, they turn theirs on, it all works absolutely fine. Well, what will happen to house number 3, you might ask? Well, they'll turn their kettle on, current will flow in, and it can't come back through the normal return path because it's been broken somewhere external to their property. So luckily we've put an earthing conductor to the MET, and then from the MET we've connected to an extraneous conductive part, which is a metal part which goes into the ground and links up with every other building. So current will take the easiest possible path, and in this case back through the extraneous conductive part, through the middle house in this case, and away we go. So now we have a protective bonding conductor which carries current. And this is what would basically happen. So if we were in that middle house, we now have current flowing in and returning through the protective conductor. Now, in order to measure the main protective bonding, we have to disconnect it, or it is recommended you disconnect it. And therefore what it is suggesting is we need to be aware and look at risks associated, and you decide what you're going to do. But one method you could do is isolate the supply and put a clamp meter onto the earthing conductor and or protective bonding conductors and see if there is current flowing. If there is, it would indicate a diverted neutral. Well, I'd thought this wasn't a major problem. How many people have ever come across where this has happened? Well, here's some statistics showing up to 2021 the number of broken pen conductors in the UK, and it's on the rise. So it happens a fair amount. I mean, if we look in 2021, there's nearly 500 occurrences. Now, bear in mind, that'll be 500 broken pen conductors. There could be maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, hundreds of houses or properties associated with each one of these, which could cause a problem. As I said, what is recommended, each installation should be assessed individually, and if the risk of a person coming into contact with a conductive parts connected to the PME earthing arrangement and earth is not acceptable, additional protective measures must be taken. So it puts the onus back squarely into your court, what you're going to do, and it may mean you don't disconnect. However, if you do come across a suspected broken pen conductor, we are obliged to report it. The events where failure of a PME neutral causes a rise in voltage above statutory limits, it must be recorded. Who do you record it to? If an open circuit pen conductor is suspected, call 105 immediately to report any emergency to the local electrical distributor without delay. So with that in mind, we can put a clamp meter, and here I have done it on a gas bond, and you can see it reads 0. So this should be safe to disconnect. Now, as you can see, this has been done in 2 conductors. It could be done in 1, but remember that 1 conductor must remain continuous if you are bonding to 2 extraneous parts. And then you test at each point on the cable. And on this case then we go from the clamp and also up to a metre away, and here's another example from the clamp itself and then up to a metre away and measure those values. And then we can put the protective bonding conductor back. Remember, if you've tested on the earthing conductor, you probably should already know there's no diverted neutrals, but if you haven't and you've done it individually, then it's advisable to check on the water bond as well before doing this, because you could get electrocuted in the extreme event. And we repeat the process onto the clamp, and we get our reading, and then onto the pipe with our reading. But after all of this, what actually goes on the test sheet? Well, here we have it, and we put in main protective bonding conductors 10mm and made of copper, and we connection verified. and to the water and gas. So after all of that, we don't actually write the value down. It's just a tick to confirm we have continuity. So this is Sparky Help. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much. Please like, share and subscribe.